Tonight we are live at the Mediterranean.
Hello everybody, how you guys doing? I'm here with Emily Day. She lives up here. She's experienced a lot of stuff in this area. We are at the Mediterranean. Now this might not be the Mediterranean you guys remember because it sure don't look like it used to. But do I got a story for you guys? She lives in a house close by that has a ton of activity. And guess what? We know for a fact a murder-suicide took place there close by. And I'm going to let you guys know a little bit more about that murder-suicide. But right now, I'm going to introduce Emily for getting us in here. I want to say thank you again.
Anytime.
And you want to tell us anything that you had happen to you around here?
It's mostly just a feeling. You just get a feeling it's people staring at you, just watching you, just kind of always over your shoulder. Just kind of never know where it's coming from. It's just, I've never really seen anything, but I mean, out of the corner of your eye, you see stuff, you just question it, you brush it off. But there's always that feeling. Always the feeling.
There is. There is.
And I can feel it right now.
I can feel it too. And it's in here. Like I can just start to get the chills. This place was built by contractor Mike Duncan. It was built to be a fancy restaurant. Outside there's a nice waterfall where it used to be. It sure don't look like, I mean, you know, it's been through hell the last 20-some years. But to say this place isn't haunted or something would be an understatement. Scheduled as one of the most haunted areas in Belmont County, where the 40 ends into the pond, to where the Mediterranean hits, and then on the other side, Lady Ben Hill, the whole 9 yards. Getting back to Lady Ben Hill from last week. Alright, Lady Ben Hill was not in white. She was wearing gray. She was wearing a gray overcoat with a gray bottoms. Now, I don't know if it was pants or a skirt or whatever. But, and the story is, she found out that her boyfriend had just come back into town that lived in Fairview or Henrysburg was going to marry somebody else. And in a fit of rage, she rushes home trying to beat the storm. And this storm comes rolling in and lightning struck. She was on a horse with a lantern. When the lightning struck, it scared the horse. It spooked it. So she went off the trail a little bit. And there was a low-lying tree branch. And it caught her. And it knocked her off the horse. And it probably immediately broke her neck. And the horse probably drug her for a couple miles because they said she did have some damage and stuff when they found her a couple days later. They found her after a couple days after the horse made it home on its own. And they was like, well, where's she at? Story is she was from Wheeling, from a wealthy family, and her name was Ben, B-I-N-N. I can't find any facts on that. It could be, I'm not saying it's not. But the reason they say bend, as in B-E-N-D, is because where she died was at the second bend on the hill. So that's how it became known as Lady Bend Hill. Now, as for the murder-suicide and the lady in white. The murder and suicide happened here was by a very mean man that was he was just a very, very abusive. He abused his wife, he abused his children, and beat him. I mean, beat him to the point to where they was bloody. And one night, he did the ultimate freaking no-no. He shot his wife, and then he killed himself. A lot of people have been seeing the lady in white around here for over 50 years. We do believe we know who that lady in white is, and that lady in white is Mrs. Van Kuren, the Van Kuren family that lived up here years ago. There has been tons of sighting of a lady in white. Most people say when they see Lady Ben Hill, they see just a light and a lantern and a silhouette of somebody in the woods. And the reason that is because 40 where it's at now is not where 40 was back then. So today, it would be in the woods, considering where that was. So we're up here at the Mediterranean. An awesome view. I wish I owned this place because I'd probably never leave it. I'd probably build a house right here with a view just like that.
I'm gonna go give him another.
Yeah,
Quick look of
look
that.
at that view. You can't beat it. I think wow, what a place. Let's go around and show some of these pictures on the walls, some of the paintings, some of the awesome floors in here.
Uh-oh.
What? Yeah.
666.
Oh, God. Oh, not only that, we have an upside down cross on that door over there, which is pretty much saying do not enter.
And one over there.
Oh, there's one over here too.
Pentagrams.
Yeah.
Just shows what people's been doing up here.
Yeah. It
Things
said
they
that-
could have attracted.
Yes. Portals could have been opened. The floor in here, this was the main entrance back in back in the day. Look at this floor, a brick laid floor with the nice circular patterns.
It's so sweet.
Nice cast workings all around.
That bathroom used to be the most gorgeous bathroom I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, I'd like to see it actually.
Ladies.
Yeah, this is not a modern problem. This is the one closest to me. Is there any ladies in here?
You saw it, Reggie?
Holy moly. Wow, all tiled. All tiled, bathroom, blue, pretty.
A vanity.
It smells like a bathroom.
It does, it does. Marble, this tile.
You didn't take that
Inlay tile. No. Man. I can't wait till it gets dark up here.
For the people just tuning in, we are at the Mediterranean. At the bottom of Lady Ben Hill.
Now, years ago, right in this area, used to be a set of stairs that led to the upstairs. There was an upstairs above us that had 2 rooms in it, like it was offices or whatever.
Whoa.
What happened to him? I have no idea. What's wrong? What happened?
I just saw something, like, it went right between me and you. I hope we caught that on camera.
Oh, man, me too. Me too. Let's,
If anybody saw that, please let me know.
So this
I'm gonna
had
try
to
to-
be the
They
spot.
had to have done it right here because I'm pretty sure it was like you walked in and it was right here.
Yeah.
Because you had to go this way and this way to get around it.
Yep, that's what I thought too.
The men's bathroom don't have a fancy vanity.
If you look, you can see I-beams put in. And I-beams, the rest of this house is not built with I-beams. Well, not house, but
Establishment.
yeah.
Luckily on this one, we don't have to worry about falling through the floor.
And even this, tell you this right here, look at here. This is a toilet flange. I can tell you right there, there's a closet flange for a toilet. So there's
Yeah.
a toilet up there.
It was definitely rooms.
How many rooms do you remember being up there?
3, I think, like a master in the back and then like 2 on the side.
That's what I thought too.
There's a few people saying that they saw it.
They saw it.
Yep.
Man, why did they take that out?
Like, look how perfect these are still.
I know,
Yeah.
the paintings are beautiful.
And this was done, I'm pretty sure, by a local Italian artist, if I'm not mistaken. It's what I heard years ago. I don't know if it's true or not.
I wonder if
But
there's a name on it. all artists on their stuff, right?
Look, you can even see the brush marks in the paint.
I remember classic paintings hanging on the walls in here. They're gone.
Probably hot dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, this whole place is high dollar. It's crazy.
This floor alone was a chunk.
Yeah. As why did they take down that upper floor? I don't get it.
Might have just been too unsafe.
Unless it was like for heating purposes when they did have those offices in here.
Could have been.
But I don't see why they would even. I don't know.
Let's check the basement, see what it looks like.
Did you want to go grab that light real quick, or?
Nope, we're just gonna wing it.
All right.
In the dock.
There's
Oh.
a room right there.
Where?
Right here.
What room is that?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
If only we can get this to play tonight.
No, the stairs is right there.
Oh my god, this was probably the kitchen where they cooked. Oh, I feel weird.
Yeah.
Oh my god! What? Oh my
Holy.
god, Jesus Christ, Nelly. It's a freaking. I'm sorry. It's a freaking insulation standing
Holy.
there. It
That
looked
does look like a body.
person. It looked like
Holy
a person
crap.
standing there and just
Come look
scared.
at this.
It scared the shit out of me, I'll tell you that. Excuse my French. I don't mean to
Holy
cuss.
shit. Yeah.
Whew! Man, this was probably the kitchen.
Yeah, there's the first aid right there. The first aid box is definitely kitchen.
What,
So
was
then there's
this?
a walk-in somewhere, right?
There's that. Looks like a walk-in, maybe.
So that would be like a closet somewhere.
Definitely damp in here.
Yeah.
It's super.
Yeah. All the ceramic
It's a
tile.
footprint right there.
Yeah, it is.
What is it?
Footprint right there.
Oh wow, somebody's been up in here. The boot.
That damn Sasquatch. Oh, there's the freezer.
There's the freezer with the door ripped off of it.
I told you it was that Sasquatch.
He's hungry.
And there's a little. That's probably another freezer.
Yeah. Cooler freezer.
Where's that room go?
Well, actually, that's probably the one that it came off of right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I.
Climb over it.
Ooh.
Be careful.
Yeah, this place is cool. What's in there, Ryan?
Bathroom.
Okay.
This one ain't as fancy.
This is probably the kitchen worker's bathroom.
Yep.
I would say this place probably cost well over $1 million back then to build it.
And that was then.
Yeah. That was in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, I think. It smells wet.
Coke, is it?
Yeah.
You know, Guy, all the stories of the Coke in this place is true.
What is it?
The Coke.
What do you mean?
Come here.
You don't want to talk about that on broadcast. Oh, Lord.
Hello, Jerks.
Yes.
Gotta keep it entertaining.
All right.
So that's just an electrical room, isn't it?
Yep, that's it.
Look at all those breakers. Like, can you imagine
Oh,
how
my.
much? That was expensive.
Ooh, I got a weird feeling right here. Shine that camera in here, Ryan. Yeah, it was expensive. Look at this. They've just drained every bit of wire out of it. I mean, they just cut them right off at the box and.
That's cool. Well, at least we won't get no false readings.
That's for sure. All right, I'm going to see what this basement will bring.
I'm nervous about the basement.
Boom. You and me both. Don't know what could be down there. Concrete steps. We're good to go.
Wow.
Money, money, money.
Yeah. These are steel. I was wondering why it was tinging as we went down. Enter.
Alright. Are you serious?
We just caught an orb.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Why is this door fucking off?
Somebody said they heard a low This does say enter right here, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, come around, see if you can open this door, see what's in front of it.
Oh man,
Oh, you got boots all around.
these boots aren't made for climbing.
Boots are made for walking.
That's right.
So.
Holy crescent wrench or pipe wrench.
Oh my gosh, that's huge.
It is.
Is there a door on the other side? Where I go?
It's blocked off.
What's it blocked by?
A giant steel bench.
Okay.
Can you open the door to the outside and maybe we can get it outside to the inside?
It's blocked off by a big piece of machinery.
Uh-huh.
No.
Oh, careful.
Here. Oh. Okay. Okay.
I'm standing right here.
He's so sad right here.
Ah, maybe not.
Oh.
What?
I don't know.
There's some crazy stuff down here.
Is there?
Yeah. Put your foot on the inside. Like if you can, step it back where you're at. Okay. And then, yep, there you go. Got her.
Wow. Yeah. Can you?
That's cute. Try.
Die.
Great. So how about that?
Oh, that's even better. They're so nicely snakes.
Holy moly. This was probably...
Is that the all-seeing eye? It says, I see you.
Yes, it is. It is completely... This is probably where they stored all the food.
Yeah. All the dry stuff, that stuff.
Yeah. Smells like a heavy equipment place. Yeah, this one deep.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm all good. Yeah, I want to capture that. I do not see a pool table anymore.
I think I remember somebody saying they put it here years ago, but I'm not here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was one of the first things to go.
Yeah.
We'll just take that.
Well, you want to go get the computer and stuff, and we can.
I just seen an orb with my own eyes over here fly to the left of Emily, and when your light flashed the other way, that's when I seen it come in.
Well, to be honest with you, the only reason I was mentioning something to go get the computer is because I don't like being down here. It's very eerie.
I get drawn to the back corner.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, like there's something back there in that corner.
Yes, I don't know. It's looking at me.
That's why it says I see you.
I know. Woo. You know what? Just spin me another yarn about Lady Ben Hill, please. Oh yeah, it's a little harder going up. Whoa, be safe.
Diane, as a matter of fact, yes we do. We've had the feeling ever since we arrived. As soon as we get out of here, we'll tell you a little more about the prehistory of the building.
It's like hotel party.
It hits so much. It's so like 80s part of it.
And what they had to do to build this place.
Yes. On the building of this place, this, at one time, was all Native American burial grounds, okay? Now, what history does not ever want to tell you is, when they put in graveyards places, most of the time those was Native American graveyards first. And either they just move, early settlers, either they just moved them, dug right on top of them, and buried them there. But there's a cemetery right out here next to this place called Moore Cemetery. And it is so old, it was here way before this building was here. And was it a colonial?
I was going to say some of the stones that we'd seen was late 1700s, early 1800s.
I just took a picture of it. He was War of 1812, Brigade General Christopher Hoover, 1st Brigade, 15th Division, Ohio Militia, Captain National Guard, 1836. Born 1789, died 1856.
Wow. Wow. So, to say that this place was probably built on top of burial grounds or Native American burial grounds is, I mean, it's probably not too far of a stretch. But I'm telling you right now, I can just feel this. Whew.
There's something on your neck.
Is there?
I don't know, I just feel like there's something right here.
Yeah, yeah. Because I thought that too right before you said that. He's like, something's on my neck. I'm like, wait, is there? Because I can feel it. Maybe we should walk up while we'll have some daylight to check out the graveyard.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yep. There's an old floppy
Is that a
disk.
floppy disk?
That's what I was thinking. Holy moly. I'm telling you, this is going to be a good one. I can feel it. I've already, I just seen an orb with my own eyes. Yeah, please be careful with these.
Metal just took my sunglasses.
Wow.
As soon as we walked in, I felt something peck me on the forehead when I went to reach for the piano the first time.
Don't play his piano.
He must not have wanted me to. So.
Wow. I remember years ago, there was a big, nice top. It looked all the way like this, all the way on top of this.
Yep.
Remember that?
This is the best view ever here, though.
And that top part is gone. They took it down.
Man, I'd love to have this building and
Oh,
fix it
yeah.
up. And it's still got good enough bones to be done.
It could be. Actually, it almost just be better to be made into a house.
Oh yeah.
You got your basement already.
Yeah, you got the basement.
You got that view.
That view is just something else.
Just think how amazing it would be to go walk on that back deck, drink your coffee in the mornings. and-
Yes.
Kick your feet up.
Yeah, I remember that top one that was right over top of this right here. It had another little second story. It made it kind of look like a cupola on top of a barn, kind of a little bit.
That's probably got pictures of that somewhere.
And
It was a flea market. I used to come over here when it was a flea market and
Yeah.
buy baseball cards.
Yeah, I bought some stuff up here too when it was a flea market.
Yeah, if we could dig up some old pictures of it and post later tonight, that'd be awesome.
Leave now, please. See, that is not very inviting. That right there just... Cold country. Now, right up here on top of this hill, behind this, is where this cemetery is. And it was known as Moore's Cemetery. And like I said, they had to cut this down to build this. So to say that this wasn't all cemetery at one time, who's to say?
Yeah, because didn't this used to be as high as the ground up there?
Yes. Yeah, they cut this down to build.
Yeah, I mean, all the unmarked graves, you can never get all that.
Oh, yeah.
No. And it was well known back in the day, especially like builders, mining. If they would come across the grave, they would just quit and go around it. But if they could not do that, because say there was a nice vein of coal or something, they would just relocate them down over the hill with no marker.
Or like in Egypt Valley, there's multiple cases of graves just being plowed right over top of, and
Build.
they didn't care.
No, they didn't care.
And someone asked what happened to this place, and they believe it has a lot to do with being built on a Native American burial ground. He's had nothing but bad luck with the place ever since they started. There's one thing after another.
Wow.
Samuel. No, Samuel. It's like there's clusters though. Like there's a cluster.
There's a cluster here, cluster
and
there,
it's
yeah.
like Samuel.
Cecilia. His daughter.
So many graves being covered up.
This is old. You can't read it.
You say 2 years old?
Yeah.
Yellow
1859. Elizabeth A.
Elizabeth Day.
A.
Oh,
This is
that's a nice one.
Elizana. 12 years old.
12 years old.
Oh my goodness. See, there's one standing up over there.
A bunch of...
That one that was 12 years old and she was away.
Yeah, that was very common back in the day. It's so weird today because today, children today at 12 years old.
2 years
wasn't like it was
old.
Back then at 12 years old.
Right.
Because back then at 12 years old, they had to run the farms. They had to be out there doing the work, doing all this and that. Today, because of the way history is, we shelter our children,
Right.
which is a good thing because the world's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want a bunch of...
Right.
My
Right.
grandma was pregnant at 13.
It was very common back in the day. My grandma was married when she got married to people. But again, life back then was a lot harder and a lot different. So 13 was considered, years old. Because by the time you was mid-20s, late 30s, they considered you old.
Man, they're just scattered everywhere.
Oh, wow. Look at this, Ryan.
It's like feet.
It is like feet.
Tree.
I just got
That
this
Jenner-
eerie feeling.
That, one guy there did
More graves over there. I mean, holy sh...
What?
That's 8 clear out on the inside.
Oh yeah.
I don't like being on that side of it.
Long forgotten. Thankfully, we still have people alive today that remembers these places and comes and pays their respect. Because if it wasn't, we would still just have the sadness and the coldness of death.
Right, another flag over here.
Yeah. Tree fell on that one, looks like. Oh, look at that. That's a cool old one. Wow. That was probably setting up on that base,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. That maybe
Honestly,
that one
it
was.
looks like that's the base for that one.
Yeah.
And that's one. And there's 2 more right there.
Wow.
So sad. So forgotten. And this was like a high dollar tombstone back in the day. Look at the detail in this thing. The cut stone. The little crevice on the top.
This one's got engravings on it.
Oh wow, look at that. That's another nice, oh wow. A bee? Was that a bee?
It looks like a bell.
Was that?
Rachel Hoover.
So that would be Hoover's
Relatives.
daughter, probably.
Will they come through? Will they come through and talk to us?
You guys remember these names.
Yes, because they might come through. They might.
I say they were rich.
I would say so too. That's all right.
Rachel, it says something of Charles Hoover, so
She was probably the daughter of Charles Hoover,
I
or
think it says wife.
wife.
You know,
Wow.
I'd say that one was setting up on that block right there.
Yep. And this one
Well-
was in there.
One of these days we ought to come up here and just try to set these back up into place.
Should. You know how
Cut this
heavy
tree
I think
outta
it's
here.
gonna be right there,
It's
though.
probably like 1,000-pound stone right there.
Probably close to it, but I agree, Ryan. We should at least.
That one there won't be too bad if you can get the bottom lifted up onto that
Yeah.
stone there and then just
Agreed. Sadness of this place. Just
something there.
where? Yep, there's one here too. Is that a stair? That's a base, ain't it?
It's a
Yeah.
base. There's a base right here.
Well, maybe we should go get the equipment set up and
Get in there and
get in there and see what we can get riled up.
Yep. I'm ready. Let's do this.
No, it's weird. I don't have as much of a feeling in this spot as I did in the part where the Mediterranean was.
It's
Where,
more calm.
yeah, this is more calm, like it's been at peace for a while. And then the area where the Mediterranean is, where they cut it out, and I guarantee you, they disrupted some graves when they
Oh.
cut this all out.
I guarantee, and that's probably why the business failed. Because if one thing history has showed us time and time and again, anytime you disrupt graves, bad luck seems to happen. Now people might just say, "Oh, that's whatever," but the fact is, think of the people that found King Tut. Every archaeologist, every one of those guys that found King Tut died within months of finding him. Now, that's not coincidence. That's curses placed on the place from those. And Native Americans was notorious for placing curses on people that desecrated their graves. And I see something in the tree right now down there. I see it looks like a face in that tree. See that? What is that? Is that just a nose?
I see what you're talking about. It might just be a knot on the tree.
This is 1840 something, 22 years old.
Wow, that is so young.
There's not even any detail. It just says 1840 something,
That is so young.
age 20. That's an old stone.
Well,
The calmness of the sweet repose.
How crazy is that? That's where like the Oregon Trail died. Where they put died on their tombstone. That's what
Yeah.
that says.
Wow.
Say William. That
you-
says Williams.
So you think
William Williams
William
Williams? That's cool.
died.
So you think maybe these guys was part of the Oregon Trail?
I don't know, maybe. That's like, that's stuff you see on computers where you're like, oh, Tombstone died. They really didn't say much.
and then it's got the date down here. They're not saying that they died then. It just died.
I mean, they really didn't do much, like, when they went out like that, though.
No, they didn't.
You didn't really have a place to be like, oh, mark his grave.
Yeah.
January 8th, 18. Something, there's a 3.
1883 or 1834. 1834. Yep. That would have been right around that time too.
Shell, that's a very nice gesture. It'd be nice if we could get a group to come in and help clean this place up and maybe try to set stones back where they're at, or where they should be.
Some of these, I'm going to say though, some of these are in the ground so hard.
Yeah, some of them will be impossible to get put back.
Because when you try to pick it up, they're probably going to break. 'Cause
Yeah.
They're sucked into the ground so hard.
But at least
Yeah.
at least clean the trees up off the ones that's knocked over, and maybe take a weed eater and knock some of the brush down, and
Yeah, it wouldn't take much.
No, it wouldn't.
clean up the
And then
trash.
tombstones all the way out through here.
That was
That's
a
just-
fancy one, too.
That was a fancy one.
We got many people saying that they're in to help,
That's awesome.
so we'll have to see what'll come.
I wonder if 1738.
What is it?
1738.
That's old. That's probably one of the oldest ones yet.
And it's the farthest one back too. Well, there's a piece right there.
Yep.
Right there.
So yeah, so it's probably this far back part of the cemetery is probably the oldest part of it.
I wonder if that guy wants through.
Maybe. Had to go move. Yeah, you might want to get down there and maybe move the truck. He's wanting through. I'll go explain to him what we're doing. Here, do you want to take the camera for a second?
Yeah.
Wow, what an awesome place. I'm just... What is that dude doing maybe?
I think he might be going all the way around to park.
Alright. Wow, what a place.
This waterfall, though.
Yeah, that waterfall is awesome. Again, I'm sorry for the noise, everybody. This place is being rented for a heavy equipment storage, like most places, since a lot of these places that Belmont County owns and it's empty, they rent them out for these guys to store their stuff here, and so they can work and have a place to work. So, if you guys hear the noise in the background, I apologize. But yeah, this waterfall is something else.
Yeah.
Back in the day, this was a wall waterfall. This was all filled with water. And I remember this being painted like a pretty blue or something, if I remember right. And this was filled with water and it had fish in it. And this was just like a wall of water that would come down and regenerate. And it was so pretty. And it had a little table under here to hang out on nice summer days. And yeah, it's just... wow. Wow. What was he doing? Just going through?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told him we had permission to record here, and he's like, hey, it's fine.
Cool. Cool.
Verifying up. This is verifying update. I don't know what that's about.
It popped up. I was like, okay.
Verifying update, huh?
Is everyone still here and seeing us, or let us know?
All right. Let's get our...
Okay, they're still here, so we'll just let it go.
Okay. I am ready. The sun is setting. It is a beautiful day. Couldn't ask for a better day to do this. After being in the cold for all these months trying to do this, I will take this day as a blessing.
Yeah, I'm not sure on this update here. It's not letting me switch camera views or turn the flash on, so we'll have to get the light for sure.
Okay.
Um,
We